Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a monumental shift that is happening right under our noses in the tech world. Look, for the past few years, we've basically thought of artificial intelligence as a really smart productivity tool, right? Like a supercharged text generator or a clever chatbot that helps you brainstorm. But the source material we're analyzing today reveals that AI is rapidly transforming into something so much bigger. It is literally becoming a fully operational business infrastructure layer. We're moving away from basic AI tools that just help us do our jobs, and we are hurtling toward autonomous digital labor that actually does the job for us. So let's explore why this specific shift is creating what many analysts and venture capitalists are calling the largest software industry of the entire decade. Think about this for a second. What if you could install an entire employee with just one click? I know, it sounds totally like science fiction, but the reality is businesses are actually desperate for exactly this kind of solution today. Right now, companies everywhere are feeling an immense operational squeeze. Labor costs are climbing, the competition out there is fierce, and customers just expect instant service. Your marketing teams are expected to churn out nonstop content, and support teams, they're completely overwhelmed. And at the exact same time, businesses are struggling to hire enough qualified people to handle all this work. It's a massive pressure cooker, and it's driving this really aggressive search for true heavy-duty automation. And that brings us to the core solution our source material highlights today: AI workflow marketplaces. Think of these as essentially the app store for autonomous digital labor. You see, most companies know they need AI, they read the news, but they have absolutely no idea how to actually build it or deploy it effectively. Well, an AI workflow marketplace bridges that exact gap. It takes these highly complicated AI systems and packages them into simple, one-click installable business solutions. So instead of desperately trying to hire a team of super rare, incredibly expensive machine learning developers, a business owner can just browse a marketplace, hit download, and grab a pre-built AI system designed to run their specific operations entirely on autopilot. Now, it's absolutely crucial to understand why businesses just can't build this themselves. To build a highly functional AI system right now, you have to understand APIs, cloud infrastructure, agent frameworks like LangChain that tie it all together, not to mention complex data pipelines. For the vast majority of companies out there, that level of complexity is a total non-starter. I mean, a local dentist's office in Miami doesn't have the time to learn how to manage LLM integrations, right? A local law firm definitely doesn't want to hire a machine learning engineer. They just want their operational problems solved. AI workflow marketplaces completely remove this technical barrier. They take all that complicated back-end stuff and just make the advanced AI instantly usable. Okay, we really need to reframe how we think about software here, because this is a massive paradigm shift. Think about traditional software for a minute. The SaaS tools we use every single day. They provide productivity assistance. Basically, they help a human schedule a social media post a little bit faster. But AI workflows, they're completely different. They provide operational replacement. An AI workflow doesn't just help you schedule the post. It actually researches the trends, writes the content, generates the images, creates the hashtags, schedules the post, and then analyzes the engagement, all by itself. The business is no longer paying for a tool to assist a worker. They're paying for a system to execute the work entirely. So how do these systems actually manage to pull this off and execute entirely on their own? It all comes down to AI agents. Unlike old-school automations that just follow really rigid, rule-based triggers, like sending a generic template email when someone fills out a form, AI agents can adapt dynamically to changing situations. Imagine a multi-step process where an AI agent independently analyzes an inbound lead, then literally goes out to the web to research that prospect dynamically, writes a highly personalized outreach email based on that specific research, and finally seamlessly updates the CRM and pings the sales team. It understands context, it makes decisions, and it coordinates multiple steps without any human holding its hand. You might be wondering, why is this exploding right now? Why not 5 years ago or 5 years in the future? Well, it's basically a perfect storm of technological and economic trends converging all at once. First, large language models have finally evolved past just chatting. They can now genuinely reason, code, and execute multi-step tasks. Second, thanks to the massive shift to remote work, businesses are now incredibly comfortable with cloud automation. Third, we've got those rising labor costs we talked about, driving desperate demand for alternatives. Fourth, modern SaaS APIs have finally matured enough so these AI systems can easily talk to the other tools you already use. And to top it all off, the cost of running this AI infrastructure and these open source models is plummeting. The timing couldn't be better. Now, the massive enterprise companies usually get all the media attention, but the source material suggests it's actually small businesses that are going to drive massive adoption here. And they'll do it through something called vertical AI workflows. These are highly specialized AI systems designed to solve very specific operational problems for a single distinct industry. Take a solo real estate agent, for example. Instead of struggling to do everything themselves or shelling out tens of thousands of dollars for marketing help, they can simply install a real estate vertical workflow, and boom, it enhances their listing photos, writes property descriptions, generates social media video scripts, and sends follow-ups. Suddenly, one single person is operating with the output of an entire digital marketing agency. And we are seeing this hyper-specialization adding massive value everywhere. In the legal sector, these workflows are autonomously handling client intake and summarizing massive, hundreds of pages long case files. Over in cybersecurity, they're acting as tireless sentinels, just constantly automating repetitive threat detection and triaging alerts. In healthcare, practices are using them to completely strip away the incredibly tedious administrative burden of patient onboarding and insurance verifications. We're not talking about saving a few minutes here. We are talking about replacing dozens of hours of repetitive administrative grunt work every single week, tailored exactly to how that specific industry functions.
Okay, what's truly fascinating here are the underlying economics of this trend. Investors absolutely love marketplace businesses, and it's all because of network effects. The source material captures this perfectly, stating, the more creators building workflows, the more valuable the platform becomes. The more businesses using the marketplace, the more attractive the platform becomes for creators. It's this beautiful, self-reinforcing flywheel. We've seen this exact same pattern dominate industries before. Just look at the Apple App Store, the Shopify App Store, or WordPress plugins. The companies that manage to become the infrastructure layer, the ones connecting the businesses with the AI creators, they are positioning themselves to be the massive winners of the decade.
Which brings us to a really phenomenal secondary effect, the rise of an entirely new creator economy. It's honestly like a modern gold rush. Just as mobile developers built absolute empires selling iOS apps, a whole new wave of AI automation creators are going to build businesses by selling global workflows. Independent developers, no-code creators, specialized consultants, they'll be able to build, say, a viral e-commerce workflow or a brilliant cybersecurity automation suite, and then monetize it through subscriptions or licensing. AI workflows are becoming highly valuable digital products. Except unlike selling a template or a video course, these digital products perform actual, tangible business operations. Now, this evolution brings us to a direct and, frankly, somewhat jarring challenge to the gig economy. The comparison is pretty stark. On one side, you have traditional freelancing platforms where a business hires a human monthly to do graphic design, content writing, or data entry. On the exact opposite side, you have AI workflow marketplaces, where a business can simply install continuous digital labor to perform those exact same services 24/7. What this really means is AI workflow marketplaces will likely compete directly head-to-head with freelance platforms. Now, this doesn't mean human freelancers are going to disappear completely, absolutely not, but it fundamentally restructures digital work. A lot of today's freelancers will probably have to evolve into workflow creators themselves. Of course, as businesses hand over sensitive, critical operational tasks to autonomous agents, a massive new issue arises: trust and control. You can't just let an AI run wild. This need is giving birth to an entirely new, multi-billion-dollar sub-industry known as AI governance. If an AI agent is making decisions, accessing APIs, and handling sensitive customer data, companies absolutely require comprehensive audit logs, human approval checkpoints, strict permission management, and behavioral tracking. Enterprises are going to require dedicated governance dashboards just to monitor what their new digital workforce is doing, making sure it isn't accidentally violating any company policies. Now, to be completely fair, the source material does note that it's not a perfectly clear runway just yet. There are some major hurdles this industry still has to overcome. Reliability is a huge one. Businesses cannot afford unpredictable AI hallucinations when real money is on the line. Nobody wants an AI confidently inventing fake financial data, right? Security is totally critical to prevent sensitive data exposure. Then there's integration, which is incredibly complex when you're trying to connect thousands of different SaaS combinations. On top of that, strict regulation in fields like finance or healthcare requires really tight compliance. And finally, just simple user education. A lot of businesses still don't fully grasp what AI can genuinely do. Whoever manages to solve these specific security and reliability issues, they are the ones poised to dominate long-term. So we arrive at this provocative final thought drawn directly from our analysis today. Ask yourself, will the future of your business be hiring software tools to help you work, or hiring entire digital workforces with a single click. The source material strongly implies that the most significant opportunity of the next decade isn't building yet another Claire chatbot. No, it's building the interconnected ecosystems where businesses can discover, deploy, and govern AI-powered operational workflows. As AI transitions from a standalone tool into an installable piece of infrastructure, it has the potential to completely redefine how companies are built and run from the ground up. It is a wildly fascinating shift and definitely one to keep our eyes on. Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll catch you on the next.